Hey there, all YouTubers. I was planning on doing a pork butt in that PID controlled Rectech Bullseye, but look what I found here. Some Weber briquettes. Can you believe that? 20-pound bag hardwood charcoal briquettes for $11.97. So I changed gears and I'm going with the Weber Kettle setup. I mean, I just love the Weber Kettle, and it has the Tom Horseman leg extension on it for a taller guy. You know, you want it to be up a couple extra inches, you know, which is real convenient, you know, for cleaning out the ash catcher. And you guys have seen me use this setup many times. Instead of using the PID on that Rectech, you know, of course I'll be using the Auber Instruments PID stoker unit. But you know, I use the small hole expanded metal, and I also have my expanded metal charcoal basket. And one addition that I've made is using the Weber charcoal baskets. If you take them apart, you just easily just bend the little tabs and they come apart, and you could make yourself a little barrier to bank all the charcoal. You guys know the deal with that. So, you know, those other gadgets, you know, stainless steel, expensive, they have water trough and all that. You know, that's fine and dandy if you want that, but I don't find it necessary for me. You know, I could move this back and I could put plenty more charcoal. And you're saying, oh, but you don't have a water reservoir in this system. Well, you know, I don't need a water reservoir. I put my drip pan with water in it, and there's my water reservoir right there. So I will be getting moisture into this setup. All right, so let's get it filled up with some of this Weber briquettes. I thought they discontinued this product. How about that? I don't know. Are they going to make it again? Let me know if Weber's back in the business of making briquettes. All right, people. All right, so you've seen me do this many times in the past. I line this side with aluminum foil. Now, it's a good grease catcher, but the main thing that it does is it ensures that, you know, that stoker that's over here, you know, the air that's blowing in is going to blow underneath the charcoal over on this side. So it's got a dual purpose on why I use the aluminum foil there. And then I'll be putting the water pan, drip pan. There's going to be water in there. Yep. Alright, so now I'm going with a popular combination of mine, hickory and pecan. So I got a couple hickory chunks and some pecan chips. Yep, right down in there. Now, one thing I like to say about this Weber briquette bag, it's kind of important because it's plastic and it has this resealable seal on it. Now, that's important if you know, you're storing your stuff out, you know, and it's gonna get moisture. I mean, you're not gonna get moisture through that plastic bag, so that's a really excellent design on that. And so, as you can see, got my briquettes in there, and all right, keep going here. All right, so I got the kettle filled with the Weber briquettes, and we'll be ready to go. You know, this is going to be an overnight cook, so, you know, I got plenty of charcoal in here, and from what I've heard about this Weber charcoal, I mean, you get a long burn on it, and so I have no doubt that this is going to last through the night. So on that pork butt, and I think I'm going to go nice and low, like maybe 225. So yeah, that's going to be good. All right, so with this being an overnight cook, I'll probably be starting this when it's dark. And so let me just show you what I got going on here. What I have is 8-pound pork butt, pork shoulder, and I rinsed it off, and I just seasoned it with iodized salt all the way around. Left the fat cap on the bottom, no problem with that. All right, and so what I'll do is I'll put some hot water in this drip pan. It's got a dual purpose. It's going to add moisture. I won't be out here spritzing. It'll just be going on overnight. I'll be sleeping, and the water is going to steam and produce that moisture. And I'll start off with 5 of these briquettes. I'll get the torch. You know how I do it. Torch those up, dump them in, put the grate on, put the butt on, set the PID at 225, go to sleep. There you have it. Okay, so I'm losing daylight out here, and I want to get this started. It's 9 o'clock, and I got about a ½ inch of hot water down in that drip pan, and I'm going to get these 5 briquettes going with the torch here, and we'll get that pork butt going on, and it's going to go 225 all night long. Alright, so let's get it going. You'll see. Alright, so I dropped those 5 briquettes down in there. There we go. Start it off. Alright, with our 5 briquettes lit, plug in that PID controller. PID controller is set at 225. That'll get that fan started. Get that oxygen flowing, get that airflow going. And just for good measure, let's go ahead and put a little extra pecan. Okay, so now we're really starting to get going here, and I just want to show you the temp probe setup. This is for the Maverick right here, and this is for the PID controller right there. And with the lid on, you have the smokestack, so all the heat and everything is going to be monitoring the temp right there. Alright, so I think it's about time to get that pork shoulder on here. Alright, so very nice. We got our temp probes here, pit temp, and we got our meat probe in there. Alright, so let's get that lid on there and get it rocking. Alright, just for those who are new to my channel and don't know about this ultimate Weber Kettle setup, this vent right here, top vent, is closed. That's closed. And I have a reverse flow stack on there. Yeah, that's right. So just to recap, going back years of experimentation, the heat and smoke accumulate and they come down and out. Instead of just going up and out, they accumulate, and the heat comes down to grate level, and then it goes out the stack. It's all about fuel consumption. Yep, that's right. Okay, so my PID controller and the Maverick is 15 degrees off, so I turned this down to 220, and the Maverick is at 235, so I'm going to split the difference here. So I'm just going to go, I set the PID at 220, so that's what we're going with. So if this says 235, I'm happy with that all night long. So alright, we're going to go to bed in a couple hours, but I will not be lifting this lid. I will not be spritzing. I will not be doing anything until the morning. So alright, so there you go, 220, and that says 235 right there. Get some good sleep. PID controlled. That's where it's at. Metal on, people. Weber and Weber. Alright, hey there all YouTubers. We're here the next morning. It's 11:30, So we've been rocking 14.5 hours here, and every time I looked at this temp was at 234, 235. So the Auber Stoker does a terrific job. And I got to tell you, this Weber charcoal, it's very stable. I mean, the temps, they have not budged from that 234, 235 all night long. I promise you, I have not opened this at all night long. So let's see, 14.5 hours later. Did you catch that? The internal temp of the meat is 185. So wow, look at that. Look at all that Weber charcoal. Wow, and look at the bark on that. All that is, people, is salt. Morton salt right there. Look at that. Look at that bark. Oh man, that's awesome. Unbelievable. Oh man, I tell you, I got to get a picture of that. So very, very good combination here. So like I said, is this Weber briquettes going to be available again here? So I got a good deal on it. I hope it is. I think it's going to be something I'm going to be using quite often here in this kettle. Alright, 14.5 hours later, we're at 185. Alright, YouTubers, we're 19 hours after I initially fired up that charcoal. Here, let me show you. Let me show you. That's, see that? It's 4:03. 19 hours, we've finally reached internal of 201 on that pork butt, and we're still rocking at 234. It's amazing. Now, I've only opened this lid one time. Alright, I'm going to be calling it quits here. Internal of 201. I'm very happy with that. So this is only the second time I'm taking this lid off, and we'll see what we got. Alright, look at that. And look at all this charcoal in here. That's just crazy. I tell you what, I'm so impressed with this Weber charcoal. So impressed. Alright, so now, look at that. Look at that shoulder. Let's see if we hear some crunch. Yep, a little bit right there. That's so awesome. Going in like butter, man. Look at that, going in like butter. Alright, I'm gonna get this off, wrap it. Ah, shut up. Alright, get this off, wrap it, and let this thing rest for a little while. But look at all that. Look at all that Weber charcoal. Wow, amazing. Alright, we got that pork butt off of there. I got it wrapped in foil and into that cast iron pot. That's where it's going to rest, right there. Just like that. Alright, we're resting for 2.5 hours. Time to start breaking this up. Start pulling it. Alright. So look at that, sweetie. Look at that smoke ring. You like the crust, huh?
Yeah, I'm liking the crust.
Oh, look at that crust. Oh, yeah. Alright, let's keep going here. Keep pulling it. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
See that? Get a little piece of that. Yep. Alright, so what we have here is 19 hours of barbecue. That's what you get right there. I mean, you can't tell me that you know, fast forwarding and speeding through a cook, you know, to reach that temp of 201, 203, whatever you're going for, is better than the low and slow and the time that it takes to get barbecue to this point. It's just not the same. I don't care what anybody says. Low and slow is true barbecue, and I mean, it just don't compare. Can't fast forward. You know, it's got to be low and slow. I mean, look at that. Alright, so what we have after 19 hours in the pit, that Weber Kettle, is we have pulled pork, nice bark, nice crust, nice smoke ring, nice juicy tender pork, and some South Carolina vinegar-based mustard sauce. It's not piff sauce. It is not piff sauce. That's just something I whipped up. But this pork deserves a mustard-based sauce, and well, that's how you do it, low and slow. The Weber Kettle with Weber briquettes was a heavy metal win. Alright, missus, so how are you making your sandwich? You got a little bit of that sauce, and then you got what? Bread and butter pickles?
Bread and butter pickles.
Alright, some bread and butter pickles, and I'm just going with sauce. And let's get a nice nice pile of some of that pulled pork on there. Get on there a little bit more. Alright, and then I'm going to go with some of that nice bark on there. Some of that nice crust. Oh yeah, look at that. Yep. And some on the side. Definitely I need some on the side there. Yep. Then a little bit more of that vinegar base mustard sauce. I know you want some on top of there too. Some of that. Some on the side there. I think that's good. Nah, a little more. Yeah, a little bit more. Alright, so there you go, Mrs. Nice sandwich. There we go, nice sandwich. Thanks for watching, people.